Hi everybody, this is Scheuer from SoundFlow, and today I'm going to take a look at this forum request from Victor Bresse, who asks, is there a way to make the knob on a Stream Deck Plus browse between Stream Deck Plus pages in SoundFlow? He searched for a way and couldn't. He searched for a way to make it happen and couldn't find that. So unfortunately, the way I have my laptop set up right now, I'm not able to show you the Stream Deck Plus at the same time, but I will show you how you can set this up. And so yeah, let's start by going into SoundFlow. So what I've done here is I created a new package just for this test here. I called it Stream Deck Plus Pages, and I created my first deck here. But let's take one step back and just set that up. So I'll delete the package again using the backspace key to initiate the deletion. So let's go ahead here, create a new package, call it Stream Deck Plus Pages. And of course this is just for our demo. Normally you would probably collect everything in a single package to make it easier to export to the users. So for now, let's start by creating two decks, Deck 1 and Deck 2. So here for the first deck, I'll make sure to set the size as Stream Deck Plus. And I'll do the same for Deck 2. Now, under the device here, you could set that up to the specific Stream Deck Plus that you have, either finding it by serial number or by name, or you could just leave it at first available Stream Deck, so that's the equivalent if nothing is selected. Since I can't connect my Stream Deck Plus at the same time as I have my USB microphone attached for space issues on my laptop, we'll have to just look at the things at how you set them up in SoundFlow for now. So a Stream Deck Plus has 2 rows of 4 buttons, and then it has 4 knobs at the bottom. And in SoundFlow we don't currently illustrate that, but the third row here would correspond to the knobs. And yeah, so if we want to program something in SoundFlow that deals with the knobs, and we want different actions to happen based on if we're turning left or right or pressing down on the knob, we'll have to use the knob commands inside of the basics package here. So I'll go down to knob commands, then I'll find this generic knob command template. So if the first time you open this up, the factory presets folder will likely be open like this, and you can see some examples here, Pro Tools clip gain, for example, and then we can see there are some actions defined. So turn left action, in this case for clip gain, would simulate a keystroke, turn right would simulate a different keystroke, and then if you press the button down, it will simulate yet another keystroke. So that's how we implement this clip gain in Pro Tools. So for us, we want to create our own presets for these knobs. And I realized this is a little bit of a roundabout way of having to go into a different package. We will be fixing this so that you can keep all the functionality in the same package in the future. But for now, it does require a little bit of a workaround here. So let's start by creating a preset. So I can go in here, I can either select the template and click Add New Preset, or I can choose the folder in which I want the presets to be, and then click New Preset. So I'll call this Deck 1 Page Turner. So this would be the preset that we want to put on one of the 4 knobs to be able to switch pages. For now, I'm just going to use the bottom left, so the first knob. So we want to have this preset, Deck 1 Page Turner, where we can then define the turn left and turn right actions. We want to add that to our decks here. But before we do that, let's just create a copy. So I'll hit Command D to duplicate, and then I'll call this one Deck 2 Page Turner. And just to illustrate, let's just actually create 3 pages here. So we'll call it Deck 3 Page Turner. All right, so what we want to happen is in our Deck 1, if I turn right, I want to go to Deck 2. If I'm in Deck 2, if I turn left, I want to go to Deck 1, and turn right, I want to go to Deck 3, and so on and so forth. So in order for that to happen, we also need to, while we're building this out, just the navigation, we need to be able to see if something's, if we're on the right deck. So for now, I'm just going to take this top left and say Deck 1. So this button won't do anything, but it'll have a title that allows us to understand which deck is currently being shown. Then I'll do the same for deck 2. And then finally I'll duplicate this Command D and rename it by double clicking into deck 3, and then I'll make sure that this is also reflected in the top left corner. And then finally, so what I want to do now is I want to try to find these knob commands and drag them into my decks. But I can't do that without losing the deck like that. So if I use the back button here, I can navigate back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin this deck. That allows me to do navigation on the left hand side. And then I can drag the deck 1 page turner into deck 1. You won't see a title on this yet. That's because we have to configure the title inside of that preset. Alright, so now I can go out of pin mode, go into deck 2, pin this one, go down, take my deck 2 page turner, and then out of pin, into deck 3, and drag the final page turner on deck 3. So now we've got the deck 1 page turner command on the first deck, the deck 2 page turner on the second deck, and the deck 3 page turner on the third deck. Now we can go in and make sure that these do what we want them to. So when I'm on deck 1, turning left should do nothing. When I turn right, we want to go to deck 2. So what I can do is here, click Add Action, and simply search for deck 2. That's all we need to do. That deck will now be shown. We could also do more advanced stuff like open deck show on device. So this would allow us to say which deck we want to be opened, and we could choose where to display it. But that we don't need that for this case right here. Now for deck 2's page turner, when we turn left, we want that to go to deck 1, and when we turn right, we want that to go to deck 3. So that's all we need to do here. And for deck 3, we want to say turning left should go to deck 2, and turning right should not do anything. So that's all we need to do here. We can finalize it by giving it some titles. In fact, we can display the current deck number in that title, and you can see the icons reflect when we update the title here, and that should be it. So now if we go back to our decks, we'll see that those titles are reflected here, and so in fact we don't really need this placeholder anymore. Alright, so this is all you need to do to configure that. Well, I don't want to pretend that this is in any way easy. It is quite a few steps, but I think once you get the hang of it, it shouldn't take too long to get everything set up. And yeah, so I hope, Victor, that this helps address your question and that you'll be able to implement it. If not, please reply to my post in here once I share the steps. And yeah, I hope that you can get it working.